for Musa, you see also if you try for scanner, you will get them through the screen, then we'll get, and also they all on all the screen them. We'll get some basic questions that we'll get for ask. You send it be part of the conversation. Because I get for hand the mic to now, but not to all man who will give the mic at the same time for talk. So if you send using either 818 or using this platform like we will see you answer live at the stage. We will ask the panelists them to let themselves make their own contribution to this. So we there have to talk about sexual and gender-based violence. This is the one country where His Excellency the President a few years ago be declared as a rape and sexual violence a national emergency. Recently we see a BBC documentary that say, well, despite that declaration day, we make some a long way for go. Now that's make the office of the President and the entirety of government come together with we partners them, Rainbow and others who they work together say, we need for do more. What we for do? And how we for push these facts. Because sexual and gender-based violence are a critical facts for win. For now we will deliver a big five. For now we will for do the work we supposed for do for push this country go before. His Excellency the President, a personal champion on this issue. And when, in fact, the minister briefed him recently and said, will they get this town hall? He said, no, not to free no more for tap. We for make sure that this conversation continue and continue all across the country. But for help we set the stage, I want to hand the microphone over to the Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs when I get the portfolio, primary portfolio on this issue, our government. For let it help we for set the context. Why this town hall? Why now? And what you want to achieve inside this town hall. Now please join me up with us together for the Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs.
We family una do. We school picking them where una? Where una? I know they hear the voice there. What's happening? Where the school picking them? Where the woman them? And then young man and then young woman them. I want to tell una please, thank you. We can't get an ayaso today because as a country, the time don't reach for make we all come together and share the same voice when it comes to fighting against gender-based violence. So I want to start for say His Lordship, the Chief Justice, colleague ministers of government, the IG, and Madam Gender Advisor to His Excellency the President. I want to tell una plenty thank you for where all of una support we for make we dey so today. As a government, His Excellency the President concerned for say plenty rape they happy with underage pikin them. We dey see plenty other gender-based violence they happen in the country. And this sort of freedom no more in the happen. It happen at every other place, every corner of saloon. So the cry, the complaint, the bitterness, we don't know from people them. It don't send signal. And the signal where it send, now that as a country, we all need 40 now, tranga ones, so that we pull we voice them and able for firm solution on how we for end gender-based violence in this country. Few weeks ago, we heard about one merciless die where one pikin die around the Kailaon area, Jebe, and the popular name that one day. We all feel sorry how that pikin they die. We get conflicting story them, waiting happen and waiting not happen. But now, pikin them, we want the voices them for be heard. The young man and young woman, Okada riders, Keke riders, all them people in the Mothers Union, we invite each and everyone, market women them, so that we go can talk, we go get a conversation. Let una tell me how we were able to solve this problem. This is basically the reason why we're here. Conversation, just like our Minister Siba say, we know the tap am na Freetown only. Freetown not to saloon. His Excellency mandates me for say, we for do this now every other district in this country. So we all pay attention. Text na 818, so we go receive the information when you want for pass through. So today, they make this piece of statement for welcome una as we guest them, so that we all go can get a national conversation. Thank you very much.
Also, we all get for this talk. I want to also announce to us, so we get plenty other dignitaries there with we. And I want to acknowledge my colleague in the cabinet, Minister of Technical and Higher Education, Minister of Transport there, the Deputy Minister of Education, one Deputy Minister of Education, two, me on Deputy Minister of Information, the Civic Education there. I want to know see them already for with this slide. Hello, put us down.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ming. The high table, dignitaries them, we colleagues them, CSOs, and everybody we can on a thank you. We remove, we work now for tap sexual and gender-based violence na salon and beyond. That is not what we do for. We don't want to see sexual and gender-based violence. So therefore, every day we dey go and find out. Every day we dey support the victims them. Every day we dey support the survivors them whether they can now center. Anytime when they come, we listen to their stories, and then stories them when they share with we, they inspire we for do more, and then for engage stakeholders. I'm glad it's so much today because everybody we concerned that this society for make we tap sexual and gender-based violence then at this high table. And I say Minister of Gender and others them, I say wanna thank you. That shows say you are committed and we all want for make we tap sexual and gender-based violence. As I not one for come brief una with statistics and fear, create some fear in una. But we go out, not only statistics, we go do some surveys and survey with the support from Katasen and Arishe them when I donors them. We do survey, we find out why this thing they continue, why people that still they abuse people them now this society, why the cases them still they come. And then we support them on a daily basis. Say that them findings them no more about for share with now, maybe we know the context in general. So as we see, the survey, we've been the one for look at the underlying risk factors of GBV, social norms and acceptability of violence, where we do, and our key findings them, and we come out, we offer some recommendations. We do this survey now some key areas. These are just the fact sheets where we don't share with some people they don't get them. And then key findings them where we conduct this survey sometime between January or last year we can take to this year. We come out with some findings them. We see say influence of social norms. We say customs and tradition. Now one of the beliefs them where they make say where the people them they continue. For me, people them they abuse people them because of the customs them and the traditions them who get. Because we don't think say na normal thing. We don't think and say na normal thing. And therefore for change them people their behaviors is becoming very difficult. And the issue of abuse is still continuing in our communities. Even though we talk now at higher level, people them they take seriousness, stakeholders, the government don't put a lot of policies them in place for tap SGBV. But still it happen because of the customs and traditions them and beliefs them will get. And therefore, that custom and traditions them they influence with behavior towards women and girls inside with society. And then also we see say there is an ineffective support for survivors across the country. Because in some areas, the survivors them when they come out for reports, even a community, we see say problem they how we they support survivors them. If somebody reports, how we go able to support them for me able to access the available services, either free medical services, legal services, and also other services that livelihood support and other services that we need for me able to recover from a traumatic experience. But there is an indirect, effective way of supporting survivors across some districts them. Some districts them get, some districts them not get. So we see say these are the problem we will face as a nation. And then we also say compromise and on sexual matters. compromise they happen a lot because of we relationship them all gets now communities them, or we say we all now one. In fact, I go now one community now the north, then get one language where they can say we all now one. Where happen? Even when they hold the perpetrator, when the one can go, then the talk say we all now one. Make we left and so we all now one. Because we all now one, even if na school picking the rape, even na small picking the rape, we dey all compromise. Even na community and even na home them, we dey compromise. So the issue of compromise na issue we'll get for deal with as a nation. And then also another one we say awareness of GBV risk. There is little awareness around GBV risk because people them feel say when they just abuse you, now you don't more daddy. And then, like, especially some pikin, they will make decisions on behalf of a child. When they abuse pikin, the parent then will go say, okay, when I left him, no, not talk anything. Hey, auntie, he not sick. Auntie, they don't get treatment. May just go no more in the well. So we not they understand the consequences where that pikin they get for face. Because the issue of abuse or rape, now something where you get for live with, stay, not to something where you just get for done with. We know they understand them things them. Therefore, it affects a lot of people. They don't understand the risk around sexual and gender-based violence, and then also on the reporting of abuses in some communities. We don't say we say in some communities report the camp, especially in Freetown, with the say on a daily basis at the Rainbow Center we treat more than 15 cases on the daily basis. 15 cases. But some communities them, they know they report and they know they talk about them at all. So reporting, there is under reporting of SGBV cases in these communities because of the customs and tradition and family norms and fear of being, especially women them, fear that they afraid say, then they stigmatize them when they come out. In fact, some of the questions that when they can start for ask them, survivors them, who say you been there? And we find out say even adults them, therefore adults them, in fact they know they talk about them. Sometimes some people them can be bold for take them picking them for report, but adults them even way happen to them because of stigma and discrimination and also some questions they both they ask, they not in reports. Because even if you report, there is no support being provided. Because sometimes if adults, let me say 20 or 30-year-old person can tell you say, oh, this guy raped me. How comes? These are some of the questions Rookie asks. How comes? Who say he did? You back and they rape you? So these are some of the questions that Rookie asks, where because of that fear, people them know they come out and report. And the perception of the law enforcement. So also people them get different perceptions about the law enforcement, especially the family support units. That's if community members get reservation about reporting cases on women abuse to police, particularly the family support unit, and they believe say if they report, especially we on culture now, you have go report you say me and one of me workman then this he dread in WEF. He say because in WEF go report one of his workman we no wait for him. And I say you say for this because the woman get rights for report. If he be vet, but the woman go report. He say he reports. He say because he reports. Then they scatter. Me, I don't want to get this woman, now they go report me brother, na police. You don't wait for me, but I take decision. Even if his brother do violence or he abuse him, if for wait for him until the man take decision on behalf. So these are the challenges that the findings that we'll find out quickly. Recommendations quickly. So okay, we come up with few recommendations. We say strengthen community engagement. What will they do so now? You know, we think say we need to talk about this issue on a daily basis and people therefore understand them. And the sustainable support system, we get for provide support. They say government committed to this issue, it talk about it, but let there be investments. We usually say no, they want for invest. We want to talk about the spotlight initiative where they come. And we also talk about Irish aid, where they the support, and government therefore put more resources on this issue for ensure say we tap SGBV Nasalone. And also justice and accountability system for be provided for survivors. Sometimes it may not be waiting then things say now justice for them. So we get for listen to them and we get for go with waiting the survivor they want until they're ready for formal justice. And then also, we get for understand the context-specific intervention. We don't get for generalize these discussions. What we talk now, awareness raising. What we talk now for go up yanda, now for so we get for tailor them to a specific culture, specific community, so that people them understand and them are glad. Some man them feel say na mistake we do one na the see man them but na this high table. But I don't say we man them don't the lead for talk about this issue because 90% of the perpetrators them or 99% of the perpetrators them na man. Not also if we wait time we ocha for say no man not for perpetrate woman again. The woman them go relax. So they not talk boku. Now make the man them start for champion this issue so that we go tap this bad thing when they happen in our country. Strengthen data management. Of course, Ministry of Gender, together with Rainbow and other partners, we don't work together for strengthening the data management system and also multi-sectorial approach. Now for that day, where the presidential task force will get this meeting there, when we talk about the national conversation on GBV, I've been so glad because it really speak to what they talk about, multi-sectorial approach. Now thank you.
Okay, now that we don't get a perception study they wanna do, I wanna allow we sit down and get a conversation with this very distinguished panel over here. Briefly, one of the conversation that we get recently now that the nature of sexual violence they change. In fact, that they become even more violent. So I want to start with Minister of Health. From the health perspective, what will they see and what will they put in place? Now, each speaker, because we get so many of you and we therefore keep this sharp. We'll do follow-up questions and one for give chance for a lot of people in talk. So I will say 3 minutes. And then after the minister don't talk about the health perspective, a lot was said around law enforcement. So we get the Honorable Chief Justice here, we get the Inspector General of Police, so then we can talk as well about what we see in terms of law enforcement. But now look at the health sector quick, how we did.
Thank you. All through. So for the Ministry of Health, we get dual role. First, for support. Secondly, for ensure say any inkling what we get, where we suspect say violence, they will land, now we facilitate them. We notify the law authorities that they are aware of. First that, we don't make sure say we get one-stop shop, one place, because again, somebody know we don't traumatize with all of this. You can say, hey, register and go and an lab, go and you go get discussion with the clinician, go you pass the person around. It is help and the trauma. So we get one stop, you get at this one place here and go get you lab results and bring all of the support to you in at the one location. We're fortunate for them able to provide several of them one-stop shop here, so Freetown and Kiama Road, PCMH, and several of the facilities now. We get some Kenema, Bo, we get Kabbalah. We try to expand and go plenty side. Now the number one thing now. The second thing, when they talk about this trauma and which involved, not to just the regular nurse or the regular doctor, we're able to understand the complexity of what you need to deal with. So for specifically deal with gender-based violence, we don't train about 1,500 healthcare providers where they give you a 360 around support for the victim there, so in their family, in the support system. Just now look at the numbers in small bits. By 2019, we've been getting about 4,500 reported gender-based violence at the medical services. What we see, if you get a 50-seater bus there, 90 of them pull up with the female. exposed to this gender-based violence. 90-50 seat at Boston now. Think about it. So by 2023, we get about 6,800 reported cases to the medical system. You know what's in Andy? If you get 50 seat at Costa Boston, 130 pull up the people there and they rape in this country. And they suffer from gender-based violence in this country. That's completely unacceptable. So we, now the healthcare system, two things. First, we need to do everything we can to prevent this from happening. Second, we need to make sure that we get solidarity with any victim. Any victim will come now with space to go treat them with dignity and respect and protecting confidentiality and make sure that they get the requisite medical care. The third commitment, we don't care who that you be. If you perpetrate this, as long as you come now with healthcare system, we will make sure say, IGs, fire service, we know what that. And we not go relent. If we go through the court system, we're ready for goody and give evidence of what we see. So now we commitment that, and I hope say, as how we keep numbers, we'll see the number they go down in the country. And if the number not go down, we will redouble the effort towards them. And we commitment that.
Thank you very much. I'll put hands together for the Minister of Health. I apologize to the one waiting at the far end. I think what I will do, if the other microphone is not as clear as this one, I will pass me your mic so that we will hear as well as possible for each of the speakers in. Before we come actually to law enforcement, I want to education briefly. Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, this issue also they affect your sector, particularly young people, students there, we a lot of cases. In fact, there are cases, the last time, I think I did a town hall, an ex-town hall. Somebody joined online and talk about cases of sexual harassment and abuse in our schools. The way we have been the plan for framing the question both to the CJ and the IG now that in 2019 we amend the laws, President set up a presidential initiative, we put some money for this issue, we set up one-stop shop, we, the Minister of Health don't talk, but it just feels like for a lot of people, things not change enough. So within the school system, we also passed a radical inclusion policy. We've been supposed to move in the right direction. And then comprehensive sex education, we don't reintroduce it at the school system. What side we did and why, in your view, we don't able yet for fully tackle this issue? Maybe try that mic there and see, if not, I'll give you.
Good afternoon, everybody.
All right.
Okay. I think you don't start for highlight some of the things that we're doing in the education sector. But let's start off by setting a context. We in the education sector believe say school therefore be safe. If school are not safe, then begin and not go able learn. It's as simple as that. So we get a school safety policy. The second thing also, we get, apart from radical inclusion, we get a policy or we education sector plan also, we monitor the gender differences between boy picking and girl picking as they access the system, they stay at the system and then progress through the system. So through that we can ask questions then waiting to happen. So that's, if you like, that the framework we'll get within the education sector. But let me just mention a couple of other things. One of which you just mentioned earlier on, and that is the comprehensive sex education in the school system. Now, the whole reason behind that is for make sure say, beginning to understand, waiting a good interaction with adults and waiting not to good interaction. In other words, in some school there where you go, you see poster, then get image there of what they call good touch and bad touch. But then also get an explanation of waiting really na sexual and gender-based violence. In all inform them. Now, that now for educate the pikin so that they go know where wrong thing happen and they go take the next. So one of the things that way I think to say they contribute to the increase in the number. I think one of the things where they contribute to the increase in the number what they see now because they're more knowledgeable about these issues, and if they happen, then they come forward and can report them. So in schools, apart from the comprehensive sexuality education, you also get clubs the way the school and they run. Some of them are their local, their NGO that they support me for one day. So you get boys club, you get girls club, and you get several other clubs the way that they run within the school system for support me in this. Now, we know we also believe, say, within the school, the leadership of the school also need to know about these issues so that they go able to prevent them. So what will they do? Will they train school management committees? Will they train board of governors now the school then so that themselves go hold the school leader there to account? We also not train with school leaders there as well and with teachers. So within the school system, we get a code of conduct for teachers. We tell you we expectations of what we expect you as good behavior and what is bad behavior. So when you go do something wrong, they take that law there for hold you. But let me also say this. Even though we get down there and no say within the education system, we don't see teacher that they abuse beginning. Boku. Even though we train the teacher there. So one of the, when you look at the profile of their abuse case then, what you would see is that you get one way now pin code a teacher there, so they get a contract with the TSC, the Teaching Service Commission. The one in there, the minutes they report and say they don't abuse speaking there, we automatically suspend them once then they do the investigation. And if the investigation can come out and find out say they be guilty, we sack them immediately. But the gray area were difficult for we don't pose a challenge for we. Now then teacher the way, now community teachers. We say that then a challenge for we because then community teachers, they don't get contract with the TSC. But here that we don't make our own decisions say, we get for look into this and for impose a contract for all the teachers and they. So you will get the same response if they say tamper with them picking them. I also want to also just mention the fact that within the ministry, we get a grievance redress mechanism where they encourage the general public for come to we and report cases of sexual and gender-based violence. So for make sure that say that they happen, we get a situation room and a helpline number 8060 where any picking, if na school is afraid for go post to the head teacher or to the principal because if you to say that head teacher or principal will cover the teacher or the person way abuse them, you they go through the line and then you report them.
Call, text, all option with
options,
on the
all
8060 code.
Including
so
website.
we test that code in there so we the student there. Let's see if it work. No, so when I don't use that code there before.
8060.
8060. If you know of any sexual abuse in any school setting, the minister say that number they need to use for the reports anonymously, and then the Ministry of Education then will take appropriate action.
Yes, let's just mention something else. In some school, they get suggestion box.
Okay.
But what we don't observe is with the suggestion box, sometimes in the school and they put the suggestion box near the head teacher or the principal in the office. And that picking if they abuse them, they're not going to use the box. Absolutely. So one of the other things they would not plan for do now for put some of them boxes there, even outside of the school there. So if you don't get text or waiting, you can still get a report back to me. Yes? And last thing where I just want to just mention, because I don't say the time don't go. Okay, I will say two things. One, that we get a contract with Rainbow Initiative. So when the report, we not just they investigate, we dey refer them to a specialist agency for make sure say the appropriate medical, legal, or even a safe house itself, we go put them picking and make sure say they're safe. And the last thing I just want to mention is that we cannot do this on we own, because we know say abuse not to alter it happen at school setting. So therefore, we also get positive parenting programs for make sure say let themselves know waiting a good touch and waiting a bad touch, and people are within their families as well. Thank you.
Alors, on a clap for our minister, our student. Now, our minister, also, and you talk fine, a comprehensive set of policies. I know say sometimes in the it's easy for talk this. Yes, we get plenty challenges there still. But not always will they get the Chief Justice, all the minister, they will consider here and talk about the issues here. And be accountable to honor the citizens. This is now part of President Bill in vision. Also for really practice open government. And that you, the citizen, and you get the government, we are accountable to you. Now make we deny, and make we get all the experts and people who lead on this issue, they deny for answer them question. So I just want to remind you within the whole say, you get a platform, slido.com, where you can go there and answer. We get 3 major questions that we don't ask. The first question, now one word, now put the Slido up for me, please. So you slido.com and use that code there, you enter. Yes, please. One for also acknowledge the presence of in her worship, the mayor of Freetown, when we host Madam Yvonne Akisoya. Another clap for her. We're glad the way you joined me. And I know say as well as somebody with this issue are very important to her. This is not an issue where on this issue we don't look at political party or all, because we all need together. We say this country a big passport. So if you're there, you want to join the conversation on Slido. If you go and you answer the 3 questions, the first question say, which one word can you mind on this issue of forfeit sexual and gender-based violence? We just want the word cloud. The second question, what do you want to let government do, what government they do now? What you want to let government do? And then the third question, what do we all for do as community people? Because also government no more, they solve this problem. I'm glad you really IG the next to me, because I believe say in this conversation, but could tell me again for the come back to her. IG will pass law, we criminalize compromise, we seek for protect survivors. Unfortunately, even the perception we Rainbow Judge share, then say, they not trust, and we don't, we pass to the Chief Justice, so we'll talk to the same go to courts, we think it's happening. I'll start with you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Well, these are very strong allegations, so you don't make. But for we, few alleges must prove. We get clearly defined things that we do, but all of us will talk now. 3 things we do. First of all, we investigate. Second, we team up with the law officers to prosecute. Then thirdly, we do what we call awareness raising through community outreach. Get a department, a directorate dedicated to outreach programs, who we call the Community Affairs Department. As police, in the first place, when we restructured the Australian police before the end of the war, we created a new unit who we call the Family Support Unit. How we sustain that? We train them. We train them before they become a member. As you don't become a member, also we introduce you to the SOP, Standard Operating Procedure, how to handle those cases. That SOP we don't review 3 times. Each review is predicated on the fact that we therefore make some adjustments for able for cater for what is happening in the investigation. 3 times we don't review. We also don't come up with the support of UNICEF. We don't come up with what we call the case management journal. That case management is helpful for deal with children in contact with the law and children in conflict with the law. All of those 2 things we are not talking about in the guide the investigation, just like we judges rule the guide criminal investigation. They work with Rainbow Center. Each time they report the matter to they send the person go for referral now Rainbow Center. Then they send the report back to we. We do all of what we do. We therefore visit the scene of crime. Therefore, basically, what the victim go on tell me what they reconstruct with this year. Most of the time with this year. We go tell say we go down the room, so the man can go one black process together, one plasma together. We go there with the violence and we don't put all of that evidence together. What do they do? Procedurally, we they send and go to law officers department. Law officers that peruse each file, then for prefer charges. So most of the cases except that the state council and they prosecute them at the court. So of course we did for make sure say they are going, and I have also say Rainbow Center, Concern Worldwide, or if not upline committee on that, they support the prosecutorial effort, because most times one of the problems with this TDO now compromise on the part of the parents. Most times you the kind of police when I get medical, they go Rainbow Center, the next year they don't go apply. So that make Rainbow Center, Concern Worldwide, commit an act where they apply and over and get the experience with. Then they take them picking it for make sure say we prosecute the perpetrator to the fullest. So most times you can get home, they get home, they keep them picking there. Like if the picking the house in Papa abuse them or in Uncle abuse them, would they pull them come out of that home? They will not interfere with the prosecution. If he wait in a court, I mean we don't look at the court. Thank God, government don't provide the wherewithal. The legislation, they very strong legal basis on it now. The fast track court, even in the fast track court for protecting Pekin identity, we hide them. First, in the talk, we get with two guys Pekin, so I don't say we Anna the talk, I don't say that Anna the talk. We don't disguise the voice, but the evidence they come out. So even we as police, it is clear in the laws. If you compromise any of those issues, we charge you like the perpetrator. So I want to see that there can't be one policeman who compromise one matter. Most of the compromise issues now the parents of the compromise the issue. Then the compromise are even when the matter in a court. I make the system there for pull and come out now they care, put them at some home for make sure say yes, we see justice being meted out to that particular victim day. So that is what we do as police. Awareness raising, we outreach team. In the outreach time, we go out to the public, we tell them about the dangers of not only SGBV but all other issues, violence, drugs, and all of that.
IG, thank you so much. I'll clap for the IG first. I have one follow-up question, very important for I ask. The BBC documentary come out recently, they go and talk to a police officer and then work out all throughout. And it dramatized inside that documentary, they say, one huge challenge they get, that desperate lack of resources as police officers. For let them go even for investigate the case, for let them even go for follow-up, and then he said they may ask even for any help. I think that be McKinney, if I remember correctly, someone at Bombali District. He said they didn't get. So I just want, since, I mean, that will be a very public documentary day out there, for let you comment on that part today in terms of the states providing resources to police officers in rural areas. We get jurisdiction over multiple areas. So for example, if they go reports in one headquarter town, the police get for move or go some sign. In fact, I think the police in one get Okada they get for do all the reporting and all this. So just maybe address this question of resources. And how they manage that, and for prioritize this fact where president don't say that national.
Sometimes we are hearing the expertise behind it for do, and if for take statement, and if for go decision of crime, and if for reconstruct crime. But I'm for say without fear that the FSU component of the CLM police is funded. It's funded not only by government, by partners. So it's a multi-sectorial thing we are doing, all of us together. UNICEF, our for Rainbow Center. Then they make their services available, they make their vodka available to police for look out for the evidence, because all of us we are desirous of prosecuting perpetrators. So we are well resourced, not only by government but by other partners in the fight against SGBV.
The police is well resourced. Now I'll clap for that. Why that information is important and why I seek that clarification? Let you know gonna police, the police go tell you say, you know able to do the work, you know able to help you for like get justice because you don't get resources. The Inspector General don't talk now a very public forum where they be carried all across the country. Say they get the resources, they are supported by international partners, and that they're supposed for act when somebody go for go report is very important. And then if the police also get like other emergency numbers and like toll-free number, it's important to also share that. So people like know say, hey, if you go some side, you go police tell you something, just like our Ministry of Education they get 80-60, who say forget how we go complain, say, hey, I go police, so this police officer and go tell me say this, where is supposed to be that. So we go complain. But now we go to His Lordship, the Honorable Chief Justice. I think that might be the name get the problem, sir. So let me switch to the other one. You get one in your pocket, sir. Yes. All right. CJ, the question for you now really around. I remember say they attend when His Excellency go open the specialized courts. Just for deal with the issue here. For now, we will make sure say the issue of sexual and gender-based violence no go happen in courts, no go delay, it go happen fast. But we still get issues, say, we get plenty cases the way and they go inside the court system and then they stay there too long. And that the courts the way they get, the specialized courts, they, in fact, according to this BBC documentary, and a lot of the conversations, that are not available all across the country. That the claim when they make that are free to no more day. So CJ, I know say you and a man we also passionate about this issue and they look at reforms. Please talk to me about what you do or address the issue here so far.
Thank you, Mr. Minister. Now to say one specialized court day right now, but the aim now for establish one in each district. When we say, when we hear some case them, other person for this, some people can wonder why. Remember say we want to do thing with secrecy. We don't like secrecy, but we all, that is Sierra Leoneans, people across the world, don't come to the conclusion, say, when you deal with certain case them, involving picking for instance, involving woman self, you find for nobody not there. But for do that kind of thing, they all side, not a small money. We self know how much it will cost we for that we open that one court day in a law court building. First of all, when we open that court day, you mean to say we close them to other court cases. Don't forget say plenty other court cases there. So, but we get for make that provision there. Now, most of the courts will get across the country. Now, one court school no more there. So the first thing we get for think of is for build other courts. So if we not build other courts, we can't get the specialized court. Because if, let us say if you get 200 cases, then we go to courts. Something like 40 no more, then go deal with sexual offenses then. But the good thing about the court, even though now free talk no more is that lots of we don't come for realize anything we do to woman, adult woman, big woman or picking a girl child is important to the rest of society. When I started for practice in 1982, and 42 years ago, when you get sexual offense case in Ghana courts, then they clear the courts, and then the woman get for team up for getting evidence about what's in the happening. All man the would they laugh, would they cover a mouth for laugh. All man gets the kind make where they make where in case where the person they give evidence. That not been good at all. Before I become lawyer, when I've been working at law officers in 1976, I've been working at Bo, I worked at Moyamba. I remember we did Moyamba, the late Justice Eku Davis, and I've been the judge. Where this case has come up, I laugh for mommy, they laugh at the court. And I'm a serious thing. I'm a sexual assault on a woman. So we don't move from that attitude now, thankfully, to one way we now no saying a bad thing. You see, the IG talk says something important. When kids build in the night, they start this FSU, Family Support Unit. First time when woman go to police for go report this kind of case here, so who are they missing a man? What did they ask him? How is this? What you expand the man? And they can question them. Serious issue. Now all man don't know say enough for peace. And thankfully, now police women them, now woman police them, and then they put in charge of the thing also. So in other words, we as a society, we attitude don't begin change small from what it even be the terror talk about in the 1970s, the 1980s.
we don't come for realizing, apart from the laws that we don't come into force, the Domestic Violence Act, for instance, of 2007 are one of them, we don't come for realizing we cannot do to women whatever we wish for do to them. So that's the important thing that happen in society in Sierra Leone, in many African countries as well. That it's wrong for a man do anything to small picking, a girl picking, or even woman himself. I remember when Bakaba gets Parliament for passing to law the Domestic Violence Act in 2007. One lawyer came to me and said, "Say me na my village. He say he come some sign of whatever. She to say me wife can go put me if I don't get money for cook or an account." I say yes. What's wrong with that? Anything wrong with that? Anybody thinks anything wrong with that? Well, now the change in the opinion of people that don't happen so over the years. Since 2007, funny enough, you know, got plenty of domestic violence case now, the Western area. But you go when I go McKinney, Cornell, Keremawa, go inspect the concept. Plenty of cases in the day. Say you did deprive me of money, I don't get job money, I don't get money for go market. Plenty of cases in the day come. The only thing way I've been saying wrong now because so the magistrate and then they detain the husbands, and that's not fine. Because you detain them, you must not get the money. So you go get the wrong effect. So I remember January 2022 when I do the first, I do one of these rounds. I go McKinney, I go Mafanta, I go Cambia, I go Moyamba, Port Loco. I noticed in McKinney the magistrates been getting like 5 of them cases in day. Now I say why then they charge people them on the remand and custody? You remand a man in custody. You deprive the children of a father, and then he still not going to get the money for the human. Picking themselves the bring cases under the Domestic Violence Act against papa them, you know, where they're not provide for them. But what I try to emphasize is that attitudes and society don't change over the years. Since the war, especially the prominence way assaults on women we begin to think about it during the war. Women suffer a lot. I'm not going to special cause. Me said I'm one of the prosecutors and I know how bad it was really. You know, the rape of women, the rape of girls. So prosecuting cases and for trial cases and we said don't come begin realizing a bad thing this year. So ordinarily we not for do anything also. So judges them, then they go and train. In fact, judges and now then they go and training on AIDS as well, AIDS prevention, AIDS. Encouraging street girls and for letting left that life day for letting turn back to normal life. That training they done just 2 weeks ago. So we judges, magistrates, we don't become more aware that we need to protect the interest of girls and women. So what I can say to you, if as I say again, if 200 cases and then I got 50 something a day of sexual offense of sexual violence. Then we also treat seriously cases of not just sexual violence, but ordinary forms of violence against women. Battery. You beat your wife. You beat your picking.
Part of gender-based violence.
Yes, all of yes. I mean, I can say that not use the word gender-based because if you beat Bobo self, not the same thing. If mama beats Bobo, not the same thing. Really. So we pay particular attention to them cases and they. Not so they deprive them of money or housekeeping for their able for living life, but we use violence on them. That vex, it speaking. All of that the courts the frown on now. And I'm glad they say not only we judges they all they take interest in this, that we have plenty female judges as well. And then judges there take their matters there just as seriously as the male judges there.
Right. I'll all put hands together for the Chief Justice. Thank you for your leadership. The one question I wanted to, if I can, a 30-second response to is the sexual offences law will be passed in 2019. I don't need part of conversations there with members of the bench about whether the law currently sufficient for deal with the case the way they in front of the bench. Or that you think, say, aspect of and day, if you can comment on that. Who need for updates? In which area they will say that the challenging area?
The law is quite okay. And the focus of investigations. When we go do me rounds on this bail and sentencing in 2016 to 2017, you say the bail regulations come into force. in 2018 December. I'll do a questionnaire all over. That is me, Justice Commander, the late Justice Hamilton, and we three go to the different districts. I'll do a questionnaire. One of the questions they were posed: if a 60-year-old man gets sexual relations with a 10-year-old girl, first question, for Ganda money bail if he cannot court? Second question, waiting for me the sentence. One or two sides they will go, woman, we can get then 150 people, and proper town hall meeting, so we'll get different them. Two sides, and the woman say, now for castrating man. Now say, then too drastic, the law not get this like a punishment for wound person because you do something bad. Okay, now for sure how people think are serious. I say if 60-year-old man, then a man like myself, get sexual relations with a girl, which you for do that, a 10-year-old girl. So the focus, it seems to me, for be on having sexual relations with girls. That for be the focus. For them we able to concentrate with resources them on waiting really at the harm. Now, what has happened is because it covers boys of every age, the vast majority of cases that is boyfriend-girlfriend business. However much we not think it's a good idea for picking them under 18 to get sex, they do. We live in a sexualized society where just look at your phone, all sorts of images they come up. So inevitably, not to the go when you go school where you know have you seen them, but you will nowhere close. Unless you are in a house together. Naturally, boys them and girls they involved in that kind of thing. The experience where the judges share with me is that, for instance, when you get a boyfriend girlfriend case, technically the boyfriend commits an offense, the girlfriend refuses to come court. That's one. So
because CJ, they follow the letter of the law, and the law states correctly say any sexual engagement with a minor na an offense. Yes, I mean, especially with so if the boyfriend old 18 years 6 months, the girlfriend old 17 years, the law not make any distinction.
No difference.
The boyfriend don't already commit a crime, and right now by that law that friend they will for send and go jail for a minimum of 10 years. No, 10, I think 10 years. Yeah, for that age beyond. It's true now. So the law says, now they ask this question.
So if you go to dams,
I think the student gets a very clear opinion on this law.
No, me understand that.
Wait. Let the CJ explain properly.
If you go to the remand home like King Tom,
yes,
you get lots of these boys. The bar association that then they try to provide what I would call things for the upkeep of them, but they within remand home like King Tom. So you go find loads and loads of boys in there. Now, when you keep the body we don't enter puberty together for a long time, what do you think will result? So now the reverse of what you try to do, now you go achieve if you're not careful. Again, I repeat, the law was meant to target people like myself, abusing my authority and having sexual relations
but
with
CJ, you don't make a clear case then follow revise the law? Because you say the law, but the letter of the law is what they follow.
I don't tell you what's in your experience in the court.
But the reason I mean, clearly, as most people know, activists have been involved in the process of writing that law. I wrote an op-ed saying that part of the law was a bad idea. I wrote publicly and say that law they not take into consideration context, and you cannot criminalize all teenage sex. That's basically what the law did. And waiting that they don't left room for abuse. Parents will find out, say they begin and get boyfriend. Once the bobo don't old 18, then this puts pressure on the state for criminalize the bobo. Then we take young people, we send them go jail or send them go remand. It costs you a lot of money again, and then we take away from the human capital we try for him. So that's one big area that they will use for and CIJ now you are the council them. So
yeah, I mean it's true. I mean, in 2018, 2019, where I gone up before the amendments in 2019, actually. So, so we can go to jail, go see, therefore, weed out all the people that we don't in jail too long, something in case another co-ops. So, I started this program in 2017. I remember I see the Bobo, so I asked, and I say, look, 18, nationals are not 18. I say, well, I will come 18 in a statement because they look in statement and they look in record. You know, say, when they can tell us, say, person in common jail, yeah, they don't know to true. Recording for everybody within inside it. That's a no for myself as a fact. So now, well, how come isn't that so the police they do? Because you know, I don't tell you say remandum na inside free tongue a bow. All over the other districts, no remandum no day. So if you say 18, they can keep on a police cell. You in other words, they below the age, since they don't get signed for keep them, then this is actually only 18.
Okay.
So you can get a police cell. So consequence one day of the law.
So the purpose of the town hall and I follow all talk openly and freely and identify areas that we maybe we will build consensus with parliamentarian idea who will use for push Minister of Gender and say okay maybe that part of the law and not say campaign for good governance and others in this field are lawyers. We don't need to discuss this issue and then we circle them significantly as one huge challenge. The law being a good intention, but aspects of it they will challenge it. Let's go to the presidential advisor on gender. And say, you don't listen to all this conversation from the perspective of the presidency. Waiting we want for see more of, and waiting the people therefore expect from His Excellency more for this fact. And then I will come down to the audience and take some comments.
Thank you very much. You know, when I listen to the various speakers, then when the CJ talk, I see we begin and they clap, then they laugh. That don't show say, I mean, it's not funny, eh? That don't show say an issue where we really need to pay attention to as a nation. Because some of them they laugh, because that aspect they affect them. And when you look at what the CJ just talk about so, now an issue, if you look at from both sides of the coin, it's difficult. Because also you come again for say you want to change that aspect of the law. Let me start with that. Then you don't give them the scope. Say continue for do what you need to do. So in as much as we want to change that particular aspect of the law will be mindful of the repercussion also when we change that aspect of the law. From the office of the president, of course, I no need for emphasize that for say if one president the way don't really set the stage, we don't affect this SGBV. You can't take that away from President Bio. The laws, the affirmative actions where they don't take any office. When we sit down here, so the president in office get a task force on SGBV. I mean, they had that task force there. And the president in wisdom, we don't see them say, like, it's self look say, From what's in the from what's not happening in Cambia, from what's happening in Kailau, and the hotspots that work in this country, he said, no, we need to revive and reactivate the task force. And since then, we begin meet, and we meet almost every 2 weeks with all the stakeholders that we see there. So what's not happen when this thing don't go on the increase. But we can find out, say, from the various meetings that we get, not that it don't go on the increase at a very alarming rate, but because people are not aware and people they report and people they make their reports here, and we get data where they show say, yes, this thing they still happen with all the laws where His Excellency don't put in place, with all the laws, with all the campaigns where they go on, with all waiting that don't explain so, we still they see like what happened in Abuja a few weeks ago. Not only in schools then here they happen. We religious leaders they also they involved in this. Take Pujan for example, a Muslim guy go penetrate 9-year-old begin. Now he's on the run. We also get pastors where they do that here. We also get even parents and guardians the way they do that here. Waiting we don't lack in a society. Waiting they happen. Is it that we don't sensitize the people enough? Is it that awareness they not there enough? But for me, I don't say awareness day, but waiting we need for a collaboration. And that is Excellency one for see. Government not in all the towns there, all the villages, all the chiefdoms. But we get CBOs, that all the villages there, all the small town there. We get women's organizations, we're very active. We get other organizations that we're very active. But again, are they working together? No. Because we need to work together, we need to speak from the same page, we need to collaborate with one another, we need a teamwork, we need a network. It's not like say we put what on our dog's back. So what in His Excellency want for see? We all now we sit on our so for take ownership of this fact. if we take ownership of this fact, what do I mean by that? We want to see then women's organizations, they work in collaboration, not only with Rainbow, but other CBOs, make them see, say, when it comes to the issues there. And as somebody rightly say, this fact not get political party color. This fact not get identity. Because waiting do, it affects we all one way or the other. It affects we picking them. But His Excellency cannot be in all homes. It cannot be in every corner of this country. But we there in every corner. So let me take this fact. Now make her feel very happy when the Jebe issue come. Now the women of Mandu, now they start the call. And we side and they did not Kailaun district. Then the Kailaun woman they join. Then by the same way they join, the ministry don't take up the fight. Then you now find out, say, when the fact reach the freedom, we not only limit them to the Eastern Region Women's Network, we begin to see the women from the Southern region can join the fact. We begin to see the women from the Northern region can join the fact. Rainbow, they part the fact. All other organizations that come, they will go for go see the IG. What does that mean? It shows, say, we don't begin collaborate with one another. And when once we start for do that, we will begin to see, say, with this fact, we're going for succeed by the fact. What's in the IG do? Straight away, he call the OWIS, set, he said, now we're going to come on and send a team from here with OWIS, provide Mutuka, then go to exhume that body day. Because we all been feel say the Jebe issue, na be rape issue, na be then batter. Later we can see what happen. Gunshot, and exactly what the witness say. Say I hear gunshot. Although the place been dark, but the witness keep on the saying he hear gunshot. But we underplay that. Especially na Kailaun. But when Dr. Owis go there exhume that body, and find out, say, the pikin get gunshots, say, they pull bullet the night body. So then they corroborate what the witness say. But because the woman them, na Mandu, the woman them, that Kailaun district, then take that fact, they not sabi the pikin, the fact take a different turn. Now we see headway on that matter. And as I talk to her, as I see the IG, the first thing I ask her, what did not happen to the Jebe issue? He said he filed it to the DPP, as we, or State Council, right now as we talk. So now that's me, they say, collaboration. Right. If we not collaborate with one another, with the police, with the military, look the issue that can be. It's so alarming. One great soldier man, he raped 11 picking them, both boys and girls. Wow. Sometimes when I know nobody's yes, and not just rape girl picking them, he raped the boy picking them as well. So make we not feel say this fete. And when we they say, let we take ownership of this fete. Hello? When we they say, let we take ownership of the fete. Now some of the issues here. We need for go back to our communities. We need for go back and give support to our communities. Make them know say when that here happen, if you go to police, the fact that they left to the police, nobody know they for listen to you. Because waiting do we get organizations that we ready for join una for Lord take this fact to a higher height.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll clap for the presidential advisor. Now I do two quick things. One, I want to put the mayor on the spotlight and put her on the put her on the hot seat. I want to ask Kamala Jewelry at the seats where they are. Her worship. I'll clap for her. Where they come forward. The mayor and I leader on this issue, and now ally who they collaborate as governments who supposed to come together across political parties and work together. I'm for tell and thank you for your willingness for we come up and we join we and also we give you this venue for our host the event. Just before the mayor they talk, I want to go back to the Minister of Gender because he want to mention quick thing. Minister, now they can't begin to keep the time because I really want to let people talk. So you and then the mayor and then we open up. All right, go quick.
I just want for make me know say. Okay. I just want for make me know say a very key for where we all day are so today. But there are things governments don't they do where we need for talk about them now, so people go understand, especially on the area of one-stop centers. The Minister of Health will mention say one-stop center then they yes, but how people they report now then one-stop center they are so. The Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs when then they in charge for operating a one-stop center they are so. In collaboration with the Ministry of Health, we get what we call the 116 toll-free line. the 116 toll-free line, you dey use them for call or text, and then you go get response where we workers them go answer to you in case they don't unbug, they don't rape, or they don't penetrate by you pikin. So that one day, it will lead you directly to the one-stop center where they are the district then. We get 7 one-stop centers operating where there is no Rainbow Initiative. Rainbow Initiative, then they, now some areas then, where then they do similar work like how the Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs or government, they do now the one-stop center then. So then one-stop center, so they inside the government hospitals them, now the districts them inside. But however, there are challenges. And the challenges then are, sometimes they when they don't unbox picking, they don't rape picking at one location. They don't call. Sometimes the picking and they load on the same motorbike where they call the perpetrator. This is a big challenge. Now, this is one of the reasons we need for can talk today. How we go do for address them problem there. And sometimes they, thank God for the development partner, the way they support their initiative there. So we don't get also a challenge on the safe home side where they don't unbox pikin or woman don't can complain, say they don't do this to them in the community. Who side the woman they go way safe? Who side we go keep the pikin way safe? We only have 2 safe homes when a government they wanna. And in fact, we know they wanna directly we give and commit an act where now then they want them safe home they day. It's not enough. It's not sufficient. So we deal with the talk to partner them. His Excellency done the champion this talk for how we go able to get many more safe homes then, especially in every district where we go can keep the picking them or victim them where don't suffer from gender-based violence. But we don't get few commitments from World Bank don't decide for support 2 one-stop centers, and the Chinese embassy they try for establish 1 safe home for we, so that we were able for increase on the number for protect the woman and picking them. Right. Another challenge inside the Sexual Offense Act, now that with the act only authorize the Attorney General and Minister of Justice for sign-off cases then. And that side there, we know how that office they very much busy. And once the Attorney General know the case they delay, so justice is delayed to a certain extent, and sometimes justice is denied. So the ministry very much concerned on how the issue is. So as we talk, we they converse, some of the issues that will come up. I see the moderator want for take mic Namian.
No,
thank you, sir.
I'm not going to do that there at all. I'm not clap for the minister. Again, open government. The government minister, they talk transparently about the challenges, ask for them all come together and solve them challenges there, and talk about in your work way they do for them we overcome them challenges in them. Madam Mayor, you years ago we don't talk about this issue on sexual and gender-based violence. I'm glad you will join me again. I want you just share from the perspective and inside your plan, and also you launch Transform Freetown, Transforming Lives. How this issue of sexual and gender-based violence and how you coordinate with central government for to make sure say we tackle this issue. I'll give you 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you very much, Minister. And although I don't mean meant for there, as when I say, in the work where we safely do, you come across this because na part of what happen in our life. And one area we very, very important, area of water. We gonna say Boku girl picking them. The south side and be exposed to the risk of rape and sexual based violence now in the collection of water. So so I know say when I use this expression, we go familiar with some of the girls that are in this room here. Water for water. We know what water for water mean. And we know say na something where we get for address by making water more easily available. So one of the things that we don't do, right now as I speak to you, we get a project where an intervention where we did in the process of installing 65 boreholes across communities. But the important thing about them boreholes, the first 25 of them, the leadership, the ownership, the management of the borehole, now women only. So the women then don't go through training, I go then graduation, outside 200 women them learn how to operate the kiosk, how to do the business. So not only that they get the water, but they also they get the skills for let them operate the water, for make them able for live and provide water for other people. The water they get filtered, so it's drinkable. But the side I want for bring, especially on this gender-based violence, the design of this particular intervention also come with training from ILRAJ, the lawyers them, the legal people them. So the woman them be trained for knowing their rights concerning if person try for violate them. Like one example of something I see as a roundup na Calabar Town. I go meet the woman them na groups of 5, the women's only management committee. Then tell me say one of the members, he named Aminata, want for tell me an experience. Waiting have been the experience. Now the community day, pan this water business, that's any the water, they still the dig, they're not finalize it. Tomorrow they go see the final product because now it operates. Somebody in the community, one in them rape a picking. The woman, as others have said, one hush hush, they not get money, say, let me forget that. Aminata, we not to your own picking, but we don't get the training about his rights. He go meet the mama, he say, if you don't report, me to report you. Aminata ensure say he pin behind that woman day, till they carry the case go na court. The man they under remand now. So for we, na city council, we did look at some of the practical things, how you can address the issues where they put the picking them, the woman, the girls them in vulnerable situations. How you gonna make sure say water not become a bargaining tool where person wants your body, then give you water. For that we make sure say that not be the case. We need to make all effort for make it easier for women them for access water, but also for let women them know their rights.
Thank you very much. Hello, clap for her worship, the mayor. 16, 17, we did a report to in the purpose school. We look specific. Can't just know because transport is important to SG. Yes, sir. In the south, the biggest drivers who we was this question of the people in the transport sector. Okada riders. If we get multiple wives them across different villages. Because if they ride from one town to the other, they get woman aya, they get woman aya, they get woman aya. All the woman now because some of the people are practical decision they make. And if for good school, and if for travel, the Okada man say, I go ride you, but I'm not ready for nothing. They get and go. Food, now that area that day, we people don't get food. We know that we don't come across that neighborhood in the research. Education, the school system for let pass. Teacher them, not also. Then young boy there as well. The young man, out of this, sometimes the girl begin and they don't give beaucoup chores for do na us. So when take up for study, you don't get enough time for study. So the bobo will get the more time, they the gender. So I will point it now and then I will pass the mic to them. So number 1 are the chairwoman. Number 2 are the women's peace in chief with the number 2. We don't get beaucoup man and don't talk. So I want to get more women. Police wives woman they under number 3, yeah. Journalist number 4, with a woman. And number 5, woman. So let's take the first 5 inputs the first. Do you have the beguna? Let's go straight to the intervention. Madam Chair, I give you 90 seconds. When you honor them. Please. Yeah. Again.
Hello.
Thank you very much, Minister. Honorable Captain Zainab Talawali, Chairperson, Committee on Gender and Trade Affairs. I want to bring this to the panel. We just come oversight. One, Mr. Inspector General of Police, there is all need for let we get female police officers na the Podloko division. The family support unit and the Podloko not get any woman police. As I talk from 2021, where the family support unit representation not there, now the government hospital, up to this moment, we not get any woman police now the government hospital for look into the issues na the one-stop center. And the one-stop center don't they suffer. And as I talk now the Northeast, Podloko don't take the lead now on SGBV. And in Freetown, East don't take the lead. We have, according to the Rainbow Initiative, over 272 on juvenile rape cases. And as I speak, you say not so una responsible, but I want to put them before you. As we invite you in Parliament, say una responsible. We get 3 comrades that we go cry to the Speaker of Parliament yesterday that police don't compromise the case. A 62-year-old man raped a 11-year-old pikin at Ross Road, and the case has been compromised, and we're not going to take our lives. We will follow up to the latter. So do ya, Mr. IT, now we see you. The Gambia issue is serious. We not get woman then at the FSU. Moyamba is serious. We not get woman. Let's come to my lordship. My lord, I talked to you then there in the Parliament. We need for revisit, yes, the sexual offences as champion in 2019 as amended. I was part and parcel of the legislative committee. We championed it. We go look into it. But on specifics, the issue of UDA for prosecute or UDA for charge. With the challenge, the police, the challenge with the problem of the state councils. The state councils are part and parcel of the delay of the charges into courts. We not get the representation of the state council at all. We get the problem that Podloko, we get on Bombali, we get on Moyamba, we get on Pujao, and we get on Koinadugu. Koinadugu na the worst. Koinadugu police and the courts na a serious issue where we need for right home. For doctors, for who say Rainbow Day they go attest and they pay doctors. Not also, sir, Rainbow they pay doctors. And who say the one-stop center there, for see a doctor, now a problem. You tell me say I don't change over how many hundreds of doctors in special issues. What is the problem? Are we a serious nation? When I say that we review, if we review, 80% of the perpetrators are children young and between the ages of 18. I want to take a talk and hold in there with a review with a specific class. The Parliament is very serious. We are not there to play. We are there to work for the people of Sierra Leone, and we are there to work for the people. And for the people here, we are picking their government against four. I know they sit down at Parliament, then review this particular one, and allow the perpetrators, when they're in the majority, go free over our dead bodies.
Thank you. Clearly, this is an issue really income a lot of passion. We thank you for your work and your leadership on this issue. Honorable Captain Apostle Adeboko, respectful. Go ahead, we will respond in a minute. Yes.
Okay, Mr. Minister, my name is Susan Adeboko prisons. I just want to bring the role of prisons in all of this. I really value Nigeria to talk about coordination or collaboration with the police and the military living out the prisons. All they talk about the perpetrators, when they don't catch them, they sentence them to 2 years, 100 years. But we need for also know say when they send them go to prisons, we get the role for rehabilitate them. We get the role for rehabilitate them so that when they come up back after the 32 years, they're not going to wait till them to go to prisons. It also interesting for know how much government they pay for feed one prisoner. You check out for that 2 years, they don't go there. Now, but put money down the government to pay. I want to share the experience I get from Liberia, because I work with Liberian prisons. They also get the opportunity to work with Liberian Liberia. when women Nigeria and we, the United Nations, then said they never the whole game. Would they use the ex-inmates them as example for raise awareness? For example, somebody don't go 10 years in prison. They know their maximum years where they give them for rape cases and 10 years. In the 9th year, they begin rehabilitate, they begin talk to them, they begin bring and come out of the prisons, for talk to the boys them, they begin come on and schools them, for like say, okay, me, I've been raped, but I don't reform, I don't come back to society. So when you go, two things, they're not going to reject them, and they go as a reformed person. So I also feel that looking at the prisons, say we also their role to play in this rehabilitation.
In rehabilitation and integration. Thank you very much. Thank you for the service. Number 3, yes, the woman we handle also.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Yes. Team up. They are the big team up just for the camera, and they know we will get you otherwise. If you will team up. Thank you. No, you can team up beside you, so it's okay.
Yes. I want to bring the attention to we Sierra Leoneans and the law enforcement for something where I don't know how we will categorize them under this gender-based violence. Let's take an example of woman they were married, although say one partner married, we're supposed to be loyal to the husband. Then you get another woman partner, where a kind of a lesbian, where you go do you work to and then you deprive your husband. Or you the husband, legally married to your wife, you get a male partner, where when they go do your own business and deprive your wife so you can retire. And this is creeping gradually into the society. So we want to know why recently we see 2 girls picking a woman picking a when an adult, where they're married secretly but it end up exposed on social media. We don't know how we can categorize that day under this SGBV, because if we are not careful, we will find out say, but go homes get forget problem if because this is against we culture and this country. So now we find a way how we will solve this problem before it can become.
Check in my please. User, yeah.
In a Millicent Mansai, a journalist, I will get a matter. This question will go particularly for the IG. I get a matter where we cover. Now one police station, I don't go call the police station.
Hold on. I just say like hold on.
They call the station.
Police station.
A lady. Yes. We go, the parents, then they waka, they just they strain the perpetrator and family, they say pay transport for go this, go that, say they will step investigation. So then we stay with the matter for them to even arrest the perpetrator, it takes time. So I decide, I say, well, this I want to go legal aid. When legal aid come in, God help, they're able to only perpetrators, they look at this for still lady now. And I want the Queen Gender Minister said they are done, honorables said they are, and they also report a domestic violence case. The man and the woman, they are host, but the man they maltreat her, but the woman decide for quit and go. But the man are possibly capable and he able for anything. He can help, he can do anything. So he decide for carry the woman go social welfare. And when you go to social welfare, it's saying at 10 leons for day. Now they pay and you get more than that. The woman is strained. So they are parliamentarians there. I go investigate. Since they are the law. So they are let them try for review that law. They 10 leons, 300,000 per month, and the man they earn a lot. So they are, I wanted to try looking into that.
Thank you very much. I want the ministry and partners then consider how for support them, family them, where they can rape them picking and then they file a case in a court. The go come, it's too plenty. And that go come, Simon, you know better than family. Now they make the case. So they should work for picking them, all they look now, they work in the way safe for girl picking and boy picking. Go catch up, go for uncle, auntie, go pass so where they make the girl picking and not safe. So they work there now, more they transfer the boy picking them. Do their parents them. The other one for my parents them also learn for belief picking. Plenty time we say children's right them picking but we no dey believe them. When they in danger, we say safe touch, bad touch. But if you keep calm, the talk say, this touch not be good. No talk so. No talk so because na big person. So make we learn, parents them. So as we continue to be parenting the two ministry them and civil society, more we learn for belief picking. Because now they force the problem.
Thank you so much. Fine, I want to bring the microphone over to my sister with you on this corner. I know say you get a personal experience with 140. And I'll tell her thank you for waiting forward and we can talk to you. You want come, you can come in the middle if you want. If you don't mind for introduce yourself, then go ahead. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Edwina Hawa Jamiru, and I am a survivor. I'm a survivor of rape, but I was raped in Kenema. When I was raped by military personnel, and at that time I was about to take my WAS exam when I was raped. So when I got raped, it was traumatizing, but I'm someone that loves education, thinking about the family I'm coming from and what it will cost me if I allow my situation of being raped to overcome me. So I had to focus. But all thanks to God, He sent Rainbow Initiative in my life, and they were helping me with counseling, and they gave me medical treatment. So I was going through this counseling, and it helped me. I was able to take my WAS exam and produced an excellent result. In fact, I got the best result in the entire East. All thanks to God for that. So I took the WAS exam and I was triumphant. And I went to university. But when that happened, it actually gave me it actually placed me in a state of sadness and agony. But I was able to overcome that with a mindset that what happened to me doesn't define me. What defines me is what I'm gonna be in the near future. And that gave me hope. And today I'm reading law in FBC, and I'm so proud of that. And by the grace of God Almighty, I'm gonna be a lawyer one day, and I'm going to make sure that rape comes to an end in Sierra Leone. I will make sure that as a lawyer, I will fight that with all that I have within me to make sure that girls, boys, they receive justice in Sierra Leone, because it's not only girls that are being raped, but also boys. And I decided that I will be a voice to the voiceless. Today, through the help of Rainbow, we have a group called Solidarity Group, wherein all the girls that have been raped, we are there together, standing strong, wanting to be prominent people in society, and I believe with no iota of doubt that me and the members of my group, we're gonna be great people in the society. So being a voice for the voiceless, now from a rape victim to a victor, and a voice for the voiceless with a dream of becoming a lawyer. And I thank God, and being resilient. I'm someone that is resilient. I don't allow anything to cast me down. I don't allow my state to define me, because I am not defined by what people say about me. I'm not defined by circumstances, but I'm defined by how I make myself. And now I thank God I'm making myself, and the beautiful thing is I am now what I want to be.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now let's put your hands together one more time, please. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to you all for giving me this opportunity to tell you guys my story, and all those out there that have been raped. Just know that your circumstance or you being raped doesn't define you. What defines you is who you're gonna be. So just keep the faith, keep moving, keep believing in yourself. I've always believed in myself, and all thanks to the parent I have, they believe in me too. And all thanks to you all for believing in me also. And I'll keep up there, and I'll make Sierra Leone proud. Long live Sierra Leone.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good afternoon. One for tell and thank you for Weka sharing story with we, for your resilience and for the inspiration. We believe, say, for love win this fight, the voices of survivors are important. And I want to tell Rainbow and thank you for also the solidarity group where they don't set up, because survivors need to support each other. And that solidarity is an important part of the journey for let we win and win this fight here with the fight. I see the Honorable Member of Parliament there. We recently proposed a bill for end child marriage, so they give as well a minute for talk, and then we'll come to UN Women.
Thank you very much, my minister.
Honorable Mama Zombo,
Nina Honorable Mama Zombo from Pujon District. I'm glad you for participating in this great town hall meeting, and I think say a very apt at this time. We'll all get in conversations here openly. Immediately after the enactment of the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2024, around go Nami former constituency 099 Abuja District, Barry and Beje Chiefdom, because I worried that one of the constituents or some of the constituents go become perpetrators of child marriage. But during the conversations I go for go inform them about the law, and for one, people them for say, I'm not going for talk for bossing when they ask for don't pay you. But other things come out. With all the conversations they will get, the woman them, and they're particularly concerned about the sexual activities of the school beginning under 18s. Now, it comes now, all the communities who are working for say, now the under 18 bobo they self now then they vaccinate the girl beginning now, then they go to bush because they don't get host for go after school, during school time, and when they don't begin the affair, the adults man they say they watch the beginning now we don't they panicking, then they follow panic. So that combined efforts now the community now for where they begin them and change their mindset, come up and school business now, so man business and woman business now in the paper. And this come out strongly because one, the belly themselves now, according to the woman them, most of the belly there and the boy picking they give the girl picking them. But when the boy picking again nothing, then they follow up and the boyfriend when an adult, we give the picking or the power, we give the picking belly, they say now you give this picking a belly. So now you get for take control, go to the man.
Thank you.
So now my suggestion is the sexuality and sex education at the school STEM for be revived. We can't forget also safe sex education, more support for safe sex education, because we know the UNFPA and other organizations they support this. But I think we will make more effort as a government.
Thank you very much. Yeah, a lot for the honorable. Just pass the mic here to UN Women. Please introduce yourself.
Good afternoon. My name is Bendu Masakoy of UN Women. I just want to say I'm very proud of our survivor. And just before she spoke, I've been all right.
Just
before you talk, I've been all right psychosocial aspect. You know, with the support of Irish Aid, UN Women done the work with the Ministry of Gender and the One Stop Center. And it's 7 districts. And one important aspect that this psychosocial challenge where then survivors then get. And we don't really get the capacity, the strong capacity for engaged then survivors then. Depression is real. I mean, I'm so proud of them, but some survivors are not so strong. And this is a real challenge in fighting rape now in communities. And the other thing, we work what we do as UN Women, supported by Irish Aid, we engage with traditional leaders then. And I've been for love for see a traditional leader in the panel, because in our rural communities, they one and then at one of the first port of calls, and at day the injustice they start. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. I know you're from the students there. I still get this young man not hand on the up. Which school you did from? Lorenzo.
Necessary policies, support services, and resources are in place to address and respond to incidents appropriately, and how you wish to work with us, the school-going pupils of Sierra Leone in this fight. Thank you.
These people also. Now clap for them, going on. Is that my account?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rebecca Kiyamai, and this question and suggestion is going to our Minister of Education. You talked about suggestion box in our schools. Like for us in our schools, our suggestion box is right inside the office of our principal. And some of us are here to write something and go up inside. Because we don't want anyone to see us or maybe we are here and be in trouble for grades, because they know something definitely is going to happen. So I think I should tell the ministry that if you people can bring supervisors in various schools like a month or week to like counseling us, to ask us about things that is happening in our school, maybe some students will be able to talk to you on some things that is disturbing us in our schools.
Excellent. Thank you so much. All right, let's take from this other side of the room. Panel, so you give the mic to the lady. Okay, go ahead, Amos.
Thank you, Minister. I mean, just now for that we sister, we talk. I hope say not go, because he just explained like Filipino film. What season 2 get for camp? So now, before you go, let's give the season 2. Now, what happened to the perpetrator? You don't tell me. I'm glad the way say you go, it will be lawyer. I know say you go catch tomorrow. If you want to be judge or magistrate, I know say you go can't affect this. But the other can tell everybody parts too. And then the other reason where the facts actually once I was glad in Panalodi that if you know imam, you officiate, then can marry the day, or pastor, or you self attend. Una all Bamba Kayaka. I'm glad you understand it. But what I say now, now the under 18, yes. Now then they do, and then they begin. So I wonder waiting for you the under 18 because you're not even do.
All right, thank you, Amos. I've been trying for point at the beginning where yes, there, and then it's Tina after that from the Female Journalists Association. Yes, go ahead.
Good afternoon, all. Being a Honorable Juliana Alimatu Fatoma from Kenema District. it look like we dey focus more on IG no vex. Una na the first touch where things like this dey happen. I even get a case now, one of my communities there, where the boy drag in West and bush, he rape him and kill him. I don't work out for that case there now. Can my police office, then say the perpetrator hide. So from that time, I know it will get natty. And the question where I want for ask IG again is that I lack the part of training for them people here where they deal with SGBV. But one thing I know hearing where you talk out clearly, I don't know, maybe na me no hearing, it's about the confidentiality in handling these cases. I know hearing about that. Because most times the stigma don't make people, they don't even left their case, they don't run away. Then if I come to my Minister Health, because I was once a nurse, I'm glad for my sister Zainab, Honorable Zainab, we really talk between Wuna and Rainbow. And to yourself, you talk say, when I dey send cases then a Rainbow. But you not tell me about the support where you dey give the Rainbow. Because if they not get enough materials for their work, or even medications, I think say it cause a problem into the life of the victims.
Right.
I thank you all.
All right, thank you very much. I've been on point to I really be with the yellow, and they just be in the banner.
Good afternoon. My name is Christina, as the minister say, and me na president for Umandem na the media. Now, one pandy case them way women in the media don't always they do for the 17 years now where we don't operate. Now for look at SGBV. And I remember last year that now the one pandy case they were go start where one pan remember them sent me some horrible photo of one, I think 11 or 10-year-old bikini. The man, now very influential person at Koina Dugu. He rape him, he chair from in private parts to inside the toilet. And waiting happy. This is not the challenge. Now, journalists they were rally around when we call, because me mentor Namaboka, I mentor journalists then. When we call for join the case, then we hold the man, later, then they left the man na net. The man run away, he don't go. We hear say the man did one sign ago. 30 days, I don't ask both journalists back for watch for them, they're not able. But this is not the challenge. Now, when journalists they go out for get story, they cannot get the case from the family. When they go to the police then, now they the problem they happen. Me don't face that situation then they not the province. When they tell me say, paper defy law, they defy dollars. Me, woman journalists then they not yeah, this is not the biggest challenge with the way that they face. And you know, with the law, we no come and say that's so happy. We must bring two people then together, ask this question. So it affects the work where we they do as journalists then. Please, I ask for more collaboration because this is not an easy thing. At least we are for able to give you access because we get training and we don't train with female journalists then. Quite recently, this January, we do a big training for over 50 of them with purposeful. We train them on how to be gender sensitive. And finally, what I will say, I don't say most people when they talk about sexual things, so many people they laugh. But let we try for attack or let we try for go with anything and then with sensitivity, not a funny thing. Most of we are victim and we know say most times you feel like say nobody don't care because when you open your mouth for talk, everybody they begin for laugh or then they make the issue so small that's important. Please.
All right. Thank you so much, Christina. And thank you for your passion and the work that you do for this faith. As I said, this issue here is a passionate issue. So many people get plenty for talk. We're not going to forget the time for them all man talk. But as soon as see, the point is we won't forget an open conversation. and we will take notes, and we can get a set of responses, but at some point we need to bring the court down. Go ahead now.
Thank you very much, Minister. My name is Haja Maribo Kande. Me, I'm the president of the Market Women Association. We want to talk about the judiciary on the case there, because the experience we get when the case there happen, sometimes the parents they compromise. Then they compromise, it happens between 1 and 2 away, then they lost the victim. Now only see again because the case they come adjourn tomorrow, next tomorrow, adjourn next week. So if they give people the opportunity for them to lost that case thing. We get one case in 2000 where 165-year-old bar he raped an 11-year-old Pekin. Yes. That time they will file that case, they will appeal, that's an material will apply for fiat na court. So the case from the beginning to the end, it only says 1 month. They jail the man, they give him 14 years. So if the court they do that one day, may not delay their cases here. Because if they delay them, the people they get more sense for them to run away, either they compromise or they run away with the victim. But if they make a fiat, we will make sure when the case go to court, and not they tell it. As long as evidence don't prove for say yes, a rape case thing. They also talk about the medical, because according to what you understand, if they arrest somebody 72 hours, the evidence they wipe out. So if they rape out from Papa Pleusa and able access to a medical for certain for say yes, they rape out, but the time we gonna go the evidence on the again. So we're not going to work no more open. So that side and they get for look at very, very critically. If you really want to address the issue of rape in this country and gender-based violence. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Atia Maribo Kande, and for the good work you do as well. I want the last rule. Yeah, I want to just make sure we do all section. So on this side, yes. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hi.
I want to say good afternoon to everybody.
You sabi talk, you talk.
And I talk, but I just greet first.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm a member of the Children's Forum Network, that's CFN. And we do child advocacy and of course we do a child organization in Sierra Leone. So if it relates to SGBV issue, we begin to talk about how the beginning and they dress themselves as girl begin. You know, this is one of the issues that will affect the beginning of this country very seriously. Begin for the guest leg begin for the guest leg person. You know, sometimes this is the nature of everybody gets different access where you see Hey, hello.
Alright, done.
Another one is how they stop me. Yes, so hello.
Yes. Quiet on, you get my talk about it. Oh, let's talk. No, yeah, let's talk.
But they were very important when the guys talk.
Yes, but don't you say important. 30 seconds.
Thank you. So if this begin to get some kind of ways where we say, and majority of them they get mentored to their particular they come on a big cities where they go to their villages there. When they go and see company on against 1 or 2 ways, they be asked how comes he gets this way no reach stage for get time.
Alright, thank you.
So through that they get access to
point
base
and point space. Yes, on that side.
Thank you. Hello. Thank you very much.
Now, keep quiet, please. Not keep quiet.
All this is small, yeah. Thank you very much for the panel. Where I don't listen to all waiting the people that may say.
You are introduce yourself small.
Now my name Jemba Maki Aziz Kamara. I've been just one talk on the confidentiality, where very, very crucial
for the victim and the witnesses. Very recently, when we create Nadido, one for talk about this data management where Rainbow touch but short small data management. As a country, I think we're really poor in managing their data or collecting their data then. Because the way you talk so, we don't have we not get accurate data. So how then are we as a ministry or the country will get that actual data and then we make them public? Let we not keep on sumu to we said. So that public, let we not keep on sumu to we said. So that we self go look at the data them, especially na schools them, we know the data them, especially na schools them, we know how for value the data them. Thank you.
Alright, thank you so much, Auntie Jemba. While you can't down now, the military will make an intervention. But while the microphone they can't down, I feel obliged for address the point where the small brother from Children's Forum today. The dress with any girl picking, any woman wear, not get nothing. Absolutely nothing. And as the founder of Children's Forum, the first president of Children's Forum, I feel say the message we for take as an organization, as a body, we don't lead on this fate in this country. Now that person in dress, the evidence overwhelming, you don't get nothing for do with rape and sexual violence. In fact, you get a lot more for do with the perpetrator in your idea and perception of power and control. Because we don't see they don't rape plenty picking them, also because of the nappy where they were make the rapists decide for rape the small picking. And we don't live in multiple societies where people in the dress and wear all kinds, but if rape culture not there, you don't jump from person in the streets and rape her. I don't try for be quiet and allow them all my making points, but I just not go allow them that points to be made and not least be made from Children's Forum Network. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Me, Lieutenant Colonel S.M. Toure, the Staff Officer Grade 1 in the Directorate of Gender and Equal Opportunities at the Ministry of Defense. We don't hear boku people that don't get it, but with the military, I want to make una know say we first word in the military is discipline. And one thing where I want to tell this August gathering is that presently, we Chief of Defense Staff with the Deputy Minister of Defense, we get zero tolerance for sexual and gender-based violence. And now, we even don't review 3 with gender policies. So we know they take rubbish with any soldier. First, there's a soldier who married woman, if you not kick him, you not beat him with attitude pattern. Now what you do, either you lost your job, or hand over you to the police. Like some issues they don't come up. I want to say presently they're under investigation. And anyone who found one thing, the law they take it goes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good talk from the military. Now, we will get for take only 3 more, and then we need to come back to the panel for let the respond and for let close. Alright, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Me na Maria Malasayo, mental health coordinator. I really want to talk to the parents then. Because we get bad parenting, we get good parenting. Some then think it must be a cause where it don't be. Now like a tree, where you just cut the branches, it will grow back. But for God them to eat, I think so we got to go to the roots. And for dig out the roots. When you pull room and boutique, you're not gonna ever grow again. When you don't open it. But when you cut a half, it will grow back. So all that they make this situation is still in our country until we get for dead with the roots. Because the parents, they begin their ass. From the roots, they will begin their finger themselves when they come up.
Hello? Yes. Then they begin to figure and say, parents not get care, you not get concern, neglect in the home. Also for sit down draw a pikin here for talk. So the pikin they go about your own business, he they do it for himself, he they do things for himself, he they go neighbor to neighbor. All that thing and then it affects the pikin. When you don't grow up, you don't be a big man, you will expect that pikin there for do things anyhow. Okay. They do one. So when the parents them, I really want for let me nurture we pikin them. When you call the pikin, do and here for talk to her, tell her the danger behind them thing they are so.
Okay,
so that it will help you yourself and the pikin back it will help her. Let me learn for communication.
Thank you very much.
Life. Thank you.
Thank you. So if today you want to let your boys still be part of this conversation, use the platform also we don't get to collate all this and we hand that to the task force and to all the ministers in Naya. It's slido.com, so people don't send their input. I will let you know say that in the back. Now part of the formal way we will collect your views on this issue and on this conversation. The gentleman went to my quote here that don't team up for a while now. Here the mic later. 1 minute, please. So go straight to the point. So we try to.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm happy we get different aspects of leaders and different institutes there. Of course, one key area we don't forget for tackle, we're in the area of female genital mutilation. We're not FGM. Of course, glad we get the Minister of Health, and I've been thinking so we will be able to engage also traditional leaders because most of the times these rural areas and they can say that because now culture and norm, so then they do and picking them without their consent. So I feel say this another issue again where like they disturb SGBV. So we foresee how best we try for tackle that area. Thank you very much.
I'm really glad that somebody mentioned this issue now today, and I'm glad we bring it up and we come back and we will address that issue. Please, the lady in the orange.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just want to applaud the minister where he addressed that man we talk about where woman they dress, now you go make the rape or not. You dress is not supposed to do anything on that. But secondly, as the Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs in North say, there's a 116 helpline. The 116 helpline are 24 hours. Any time of the time of the day when you call, somebody there for answer the call. And in fact, when they get calls, there where people they call and then they report rape and domestic violence. I also want to applaud to the police because one of the things they get is when then they go for go report the cases. Small problem can they can call me back and say when they go report now so and so they happen. But I want to encourage everybody CG call with a partner with the Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs.
I just want to say you don't introduce yourself.
Oh, sorry, Saba. Sorry about that. So we encourage everybody, please. They call the 116 where it don't get what happened to you. When una don't get the number, una tell other people and say the Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs then get number. Una call that number then go get the case. And also I want to talk to the partners for make them able for put this number now a lot of different places. Even the schools them. Maybe picking they know say that number they exist. If they see or they hear, may them make the call. Now that number get una thank you.
Thank you so much. I want to make all my want to say, if we continue, we'll not go down. All my want something for say, but at some point, we panel also need for close. The TV station that we carry we live, also we get commitments to them on when we need for end. So cap to the front panel. I want to give the mic to one of the international partners them from the European Union. And the EU, and now bring a new initiative with a partner with the government of Sierra Leone called the Spotlight Initiative. And the reason for the Spotlight Initiative now for help for address some of the underlying issues that we have identified and are discussing here. So I just want to give you the mic for a couple of minutes to speak about the Spotlight Initiative and why it is a timely, important investment in Sierra Leone at this particular time. Let's put our hands together, please, for Iri.
Thank you very much. I'm Elisa Tisselli. I'm the gender focal point at the European Union. And indeed, thank you for giving me the mic to I think, to bring some hope in all this, in the sense that with the government and with the UN, we will embark in the Spotlight Initiative. It's a very good initiative to support civil society fighting against sexual-based, gender-based violence. And it has been on in many countries, but Sierra Leone never had it. This basically gives the funds, the resources to the government, but especially to CSOs to fight against sexual-based, gender-based violence. We will tackle, in the finance, okay, now going to the details, the financing agreement has already been signed between the European Union and the government. Now we are in the phase of designing the project, but I can tell you already that everything has been discussed, will be tackled. Everything, from the legislative framework to the support to movement, gender movement, support to women's movement, support to services. So Rainbow Initiative, of course, will be a big actor of the Spotlight Initiative, and we will also tackle the judiciary, because we know, and we had embarked in several studies at trying to understand what is behind the violence against women. And indeed, all this that was discussed came out. And thank you also to the Rainbow Initiative for this extra survey that confirmed that what we thought was actually going to the right direction. And also FGM that was just mentioned will be somehow tackled. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's put our hands together for Okay, let's put our hands together again for the European Union and for the support. Now, we don't hear plenty comments, and some of them very targeted. We try for close at 5, so we get a bit of a challenge for how we get as many responses. I don't say the CJ one for going gets an important meeting we don't already mentioned to me. So actually, I start with the CJ for a quick comment, and then we go, allow the CJ for making exits. So, but I want to ask the panelists, they all say, let me cap with interventions them at a summary level. All the way to the will not respond to them. So 2 minutes interventions, and then I try for bringing the cutting down. Let's start with the Honorable CJ quickly, 2 minutes. And I will time the 2 minutes now, actually.
It will be less than 2 minutes. I'm glad I did also hearing the views of so many people, especially women and girls. But the happiest thing is, luckily the MPO championed this latest bill forbidding abolishing child marriage. I think that the best thing will not happen. And the only way this will impact sexual attacks on them. The position is this: if you can marry Pekin, then why you not forget sex with Pekin? That's what you have to ask yourself. The British, they left with the Prevention of Birth to Children Act, where they forbid sex between man and possibly the under 13 and so on. 1962, Nice Hamiltonian government passed an amendment to that, and they say if the bossy thing say that wife, you can get sex with her. Not lawful. So that the problem that how many years it took me from 1962 to now, but now we really agree say child marriage not going to exist. If you can marry Pekin, you can get sex with Pekin. That's it. That's the lesson. That the best thing is that's what will happen. And that the best thing is for fight sexual attacks on children.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And let me put your hands together again for the CJ, for we make time for January. And we want to tell thank you to Parliament, the Her Excellency, the First Lady, we champion this new prohibition of child marriage law as well, and all the parliamentarians the way they are for their excellent work on this. Minister of Health, quite a few claims were made, some of medical or scientific nature, maybe in your response, you address. But one more issue where also normally miss, now this question of a forensic lab. I remember many years on this conversation, we know they talk about that. What's in the status as you respond? Your 2 minutes starts now, sir.
Well, thank you very much. First, I really want just say how glad we all live for this conversation. Nobody now get all of the answer, but I think say by this kind of exchange with the learn from each other, when they put beyond we toes. I want to take particular thank you to Honorable Zainab Tarali and for the women's group in the parliament for supporting the kind issues in a very strong way. I comment says on the doctor that they take money people in hand for the kind issue. That's completely unacceptable. So what you would try to do now, forget a charter. A charter where the minister this is a contract between the hospital and the people. And we list all of the free healthcare, all of the non-free healthcare, all of the costs associated with that, all of the free services. We list them now. So if person go there, they say free, forget rape kit, forget a forensic examination, then you go pay for that, you know they help the cause. So with the holy doctor, they're accountable, or you as the public, we said we want to work together and make sure say we not tolerate this at all. So a group like Rainbow and Ministry of Health are partners. Again, I say EU, they support them in a big way, other than support them. We will work very closely with them for CCA. We've set opportunities for Synergy Day. We will work together. We will provide rape kit in some cases, and they help in some other cases. But most importantly, throughout all this conversation we will get today, rape and sexual abuse, not just the physical thing, now power dynamic, unequal power dynamic. Any side where you see unequal power dynamic, the opportunity, the prospects of rape indeed between teacher and student, between leaders and the subject, between managers and then work people, between Okada riders and then passengers, between water seller and the people who they come get the water. So any side where you see power dynamic imbalance there, potential for rape and abuse day. So I think say collectively, we now the health, the Ministry of Health, we cannot treat our way out of this problem. We get for prevent them first. So any side where you see opportunity for power imbalance, if you send you became for carriers go to your uncle, small power imbalance did it. Not take chance. Be proactive. If you get teacher and begin in a class, not assume say all is okay. They will make sure say we ensure say that power imbalance not translate into rape. So I not say we not salon, we solve problems. Where we come together, no problem that they won't be able to solve. I get confidence.
Thank you so much. I'll put your hands together for the Minister of Health. I actually want next, let we listen to the Minister of Education. Oh, forensic lab, yes. Thank you. And I thank you for that.
So forensic lab, not for rape, Mona, for all aspects, we want to find out exactly what's happening. Within the process, again, right now what you get a rape kit no more, but right now what you want to do now forget molecular forensic lab. Molecular forensic lab, now they give you DNA, then they give RNA, then they give them kind of difference. So they build that kind of capability, not only in the Bureau standards, but also in the Ministry of Health, starting with major hospitals.
We get timeline for that, sir.
So right now we're in discussions with some private partners who want to do that. In fact, one of the partners in Kawewa established in Freetown in Bo. We work directly with the Minister of Internal Affairs and the police because we're the partner around Nandi for the pathology services as well as the forensic services. So not just for health no more,
Okay.
involve internal affairs as well.
Thank you so much. I want to know, say this Minister of Health and Minister will they deliver. When he say they do something, I don't see on first hand they deliver at a very, very high rates. Now come to Minister of Education first. So there are some pointed questions there for you, including from your students them. But you're not a teacher, so you know say 2 minutes, not 2 minutes. So summarize.
Okay.
Okay, I think I get a bit quick. So at the start of first of all, with that old adage where they talk per se, charity begins at home. So the first thing, if we get for really protect them picking we were in a leadership position at the ministry and all the other agencies there, get to understand the issues. Because not only that, now they take protect them. So recently, last week, we get a meeting, a training session of all the leaders at the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, the Teaching Service Commission, FEBS, when at the funding arm of the ministry, and we don't include Sierra Leone Library Board leadership as well. So that's the first thing. The second thing is they try to empower staff there again to make sure they're able to prevent sentia for happen, and where they know they're guilty of of abusing bikini, we deal with them immediately. So a couple of things. I don't talk about the training of boards. I don't talk about the training of school leaders. I don't talk about teachers. But there was one thing I know we talk about. The Education Act of 2023 require we in education for provide guidance counselors in our schools. I think one of them mentioned, and we try to bring them back. We in conversation with Irish Aid and a number of other partners for make sure they support let we bring that back and we don't start to work on that one. The other thing where I really want for us to emphasize here, when I talk about let's stop the way can go abuse bikini, I make a distinction between let's stop the way they are the big old we get a contract with Indosa and the one that we are community teachers. Then are the more difficult to deal with because we don't get contract. There was one thing I don't mention because what happen when they look at the data currently, we then start the nation saying waiting it happen, we refer them to the police. About 3 cases we don't refer community teachers then to the police. Somehow, IG, please no, please bear with me. The evidence we'll get is that them people and they somehow escape from the police cells. Then staff them they are very concerned about them because we don't get record of them, they can reappear now other districts. So one of the things that we really ask for in terms of the criminal justice system is for we get a sex offenders register. But for that to happen,
we already in the law.
Yeah. Well,
the Sexual Offences Act make a provision say we forget that the Minister of Gender, as I recall, supposed to publish that. Yes.
So we they advocate for that and they're very strong. Again, one particular the beginning we talk about the suggestion box. I think I acknowledge the suggestion box anyway. So one of the things that we don't introduce now 2 things. 80-60 and we talk about the grievance redress mechanism. But let me I just want to pick up 2 points about them picking it.
I don't start another 2 minutes time exactly. For you. So.
Well, I get 13,000 schools. I get 3 million. So the one other thing I want to just mention, when they talk about the victim, then we always they talk about guards. I think this Chief Justice mentioned the fact that increasingly these days, then they abuse Bobo themselves. We need one other hand. Because if we don't know that we can't protect the boy picking. The other thing we also want to just mention here also is the peer-to-peer. Peer-to-peer. That is begin to begin and waiting themselves they do. Penetration na law na penetration. Wherever that penetration takes place. Because what you know from past experiences is that sometimes, but what I'm able to say, if you not go from certain angle, that means to say penetration not take place. The law not say so. Protect yourself for that. And then we don't talk about parenting, and then we talk about community engagement, And so I think say I will end at this point.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Another clap for the minister. When I allow use the platform where the minister do announce, especially when the student them, we go use we own channel the back at the ministry for make them even more widely known. So if you get complaint or grievances with your teacher, you know about sexual abuse, harassment cases, you come forward and we go help them for track, for check if indeed they follow up and come back and report to one and the public. IG, you get plenty, so I want you 4 minutes. Let you address all the issue there.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Minister. First of all, I want to tell the Honorable thank you for the issue they raised. Apart from him, several other people will raise issues about what don't go wrong now, certain police station there, doing reports or doing investigations. That one, another vex, I think as management information. This kind of thing is fine. So I appeal to the Minister of Gender when they go apply the chemical. Now we are reading the thing there, they have to apply. Why not they read that? We take as management information. In the area of say the matter they don't take, police don't compromise. I mean, for that many Chief Justice because once I go to Parliament, I don't compromise on lawyer the vex. I talk again today. We don't investigate case of whatever nature, even prima facie case, when boss say I mean choke this man, that file before you go to court, you therefore go to law officers. They file it take weeks to law officers. I get a whole lot of them right now. For like my data talk again there, so there's a before vex. I got a whole lot of them, rape cases, penetration cases, and even other criminal offenses. They are there, they are stuck. Because the office is overwhelmed, you don't get the capacity. Then office of the GBV, they will try to do something. When they get more people for look at those files, So man, we don't get people in a cell for SP rape case. Don't take 3 months, 4 months. The law also make provision. Most times when they require lawyers, they come habeas corpus, as you know, habeas corpus, and they can't go. They say I better come back, but I'm not going to let for people. I don't say people I don't see again. But I have to encourage people when they get issues with police. If you get issues with police, make reporter police. We know say we get bad on them. That's why we come up with a very strong discipline regulation in 2001 when the parliament in person lack the civility. Person go talk to you, civilian go talk to you, they explain to you what you don't pay attention. Then they come to the end of the conduct and discipline body. They will take strong disciplinary action against you. We don't sack plenty policemen then the way the minister is say, if you permit the escape of somebody, one person left and said, it is not smoke. There is no way you can compromise that because we don't say that is wrong in itself. In the area of confidentiality, we will interview picking the victims. We got special role to interview them. We don't interview in our public domain done. So the stigma, not only stigmatizing, the stigma they come from outside the incident commit. People they talk too much. I remember the late Sovola matter before he even reached the office through the gender advisor to president. They don't talk about that plenty. Because that talk come on from the first step at the hospital. The man we do that, we call not even postmortem do that. Clinical examination do. Clinical examination different from postmortem. The man na mortuary manager. You don't even do nothing. He spell the thing say, oh, na can't grip. No. They come to the office and ring Dr. Owis, we go quickly. Scene of crime will go. Shoot that one day. We find pellets from the gun, from the cartridge and the picking system, 6 of them. Scene of crime, aside for them, we find 2 days. That matter, as I talk to, it in a state council office. So if there is delay, so justice delayed, it's justice denied. So most times they say that police compromise. We not in no way for compromise matters. Mrs. Also are there to that beginning. So I'm very particular about those issues. I'm very sentimental about just those things when they happen to women then, because it is very bad. So I'm for reaffirm our commitment as Sierra Leone police say, we always work with them. If I get issues to really border on cases in stations, so they come to me. The office I get open door policy. Go there, I will take the matter, we will see justice. Me, I like justice. I make a great police. I will teach, I left teacher out because justice not the having a kind of police. Thank you.
I want to ask Minister of Education if he agree. But now I don't approve. This one, it's a justice, not in a classroom. But I want to tell the IG plenty thank you. Every time we call at the shop, not also even beats right now. Every time we call at the shop, no matter how tough the conversation be, And he always knows say sometimes and they ask him tough questions and they ask him follow-up tough questions. He always do it with grace. And that we expect follow you do Asian and that's ending at the timeline done so. But we appreciate that. Rainbow quickly, 2 minutes, and then we can to the 2 women and go close us up.
All right. I just want to say thank you so much to the government of Sierra Leone and other partners within the support Rainbow. We all role as a civil society organization and for ensure we hold government to account for support survivors them. You know, because we work with survivors them directly on a daily basis. There are so many issues and there are so many challenges in this space. For proof rape case that courts, it's not easy. When you talk to the survivor, you go understand that it's not easy for proof because the court they say you have to prove beyond all reasonable doubts. And the rape they always happen in secrets. It don't happen in open. So sometimes it's not easy. But we as we provide medical expertise and also we work with the Ministry of Health, the doctors, them, and they work with the government hospital inside the government facilities. You know, then they give it space, they provide free medical treatment and psychosocial support for survivors. We understand exactly the challenges that we survivors that they face on a daily basis. From the community, they get challenged. They come to the police, they get challenged. They go to the medical, they get challenged. They go to the courts, they get challenged. So all of the challenges that we put them together, for me they also get justice when they want, is another challenge. But we, because we deal with them human, we counsel them, we support them, not in all cases when they come to we, always and all the time they get justice we want. Some of them they can come eagerly, they can come with, you know, zeal and zest for men to get justice. But as time goes on, because of the delay, because the rape case from investigation first, sometimes it takes 6 months. You go to the court system, the minimum will take 6 months back. So sometimes you become fatigued. If you don't get somebody when they talk to you, when they counsel you on a daily basis, you become frustrated and then you will become traumatized, especially when they live with them perpetrators also inside the same community. We don't see survivors that way they don't move from one community to another. We don't see survivors that way that they move from one country to another. We get even survivors from Guinea where they come, then they tell me. Therefore, now for that reason, we don't try for do as much as we can. We don't launch with delay cancelling today. We don't get a free toll line. We want for do cancelling online. And we call 599. A free line that
the number of Boku don't go that zero.
For cancelling, special
599 for cancelling online.
If somebody harass you, somebody you want to make somebody talk to you, make you hope, make you some assurance, and you don't know the way we say to go for me attain certain things. We are there as an expert to provide these services for you.
Thank you very much. Lord, clap for Rainbow for the excellent work that they do. If you there, you know, they follow the Ministry of Information, then channel them. WhatsApp, with Facebook page and all, please encourage you for do that. All the number I will collect them at the end of today. We will publish all the number and explain within the number before so that we have all go gather information there. Madam Minister, final 2 minutes for you. This now you get the big task.
It might not be 2 minutes.
No, 899 the from the presidency. Yes.
Okay, so a couple of things came up, and the first one way I think I want for them we talk about here because the Minister of Health there so now the issue of not having the medical doctors in the one-stop centers, but according to the agreement to be made now that we forget a designated medical person when they do the examination there. So I think with my colleague minister we will try to see how best would they work with other people so that we will address that particular issue there. We know the challenge of having not many medical doctors in the country. I know saying that, but we will defend way for solve that side there. Then the issue of having the list of perpetrators. Like first we don't the hamburg, we don't the rape, where in them don't go now police several times we like now wanted. We don't begin the work with the justice sector so that they prepare a list. In fact, now where the Chief Justice don't go, we don't get an agreement for say, since when they set up the special court model court, the special court for sexual offenses or penetration, they will give you all the cases that they don't deal with, the number of cases them, how they don't deal with them. So all the information they don't want for they make known to the public. let public know. Let person we don't be a perpetrator, if they not the list, then they know the kind of job that they employ you pan. Not so every job will concern woman or picking them, you for they pan. So all that one they not remedy. But again, we want for also tell plenty thank you to the NGO them, the UN Women, UNFPA, UNICEF, and others that would only support the work of the ministry in terms of Irish Aid, I no go forget now, and any other person, truck care, all other people that wait on day, so that this work we don't begin, this fight we don't begin, so we go able for continue. Then the biggest thing when at the forensic lab, where the minister been talk about. In fact, in the coming weeks, we will launch an account for make we bake funds or make we garner funds for set up the forensic lab in this country, because we need them. The forensic lab now one of the detergents then the deterrents then where now in they make we not get justice now plenty time where they rape person them, because now they for test DNA for know if this person indeed is sexually penetrated on a particular person. So we need that urgently. In fact, there was the move some time ago, even before me become minister, but it just died down. So they resuscitate that move again. And today now been one of the days, it's only because His Excellency the President no day for make we able for launch that particular movement day for Ghana funds for the forensic lab. So plenty other things, especially on the FGM as well. On the FGM, you know, we want for follow up with also the just concluded or the lower than just passed way now on prohibition of child marriage. In fact, they all they go concomitantly. Then they link, because when Bondo business comes inside, FGM comes inside, once the pikin don't become initiated inside Bondo, the next two people are the important for send and to marry. So all the things so they not for work in isolation. If for they side by side. For the child marriage, yes.
So, Minister, you commit say the Child Rights Act will include prohibition of FGM against children.
Yeah, that's where I want to
continue for pursuit, right?
Exactly. So even though we don't get the Child Marriage Act, we're glad for that one. They're glad for the First Lady, the Office of the First Lady will push that particular thing there for making it pass. Now, so we also work with them closely so that we will push for make way for pass the Child Rights Act. Inside the Child Rights Act, waiting the day for Bondo business or FGM, that we for ban FGM from underage girls. Now that one day we dey try for do. People that when they below 18 years of age, they not for go inside, they not for do FGM pan them until they reach the age of consent. When at 18 years, when at the age of the child, when
a reasonable compromise who don't agree on for a long time.
Agree on as the government, and at that we they go by. If for they 18 years and above, for make you decide whether you want to go through FGM. If you dey below, the law says no. So now that one day. So we dey tell una plenty, thank you.
All right, thank you, Minister. Una lot clap for the minister. Whoever protects who begin them, we dey do sexual gender-based violence, we dey do child marriage, we not stop at nothing. Protection for people, protection of protect all we begin them from all forms of abuse and all forms. And then they include, who we all know agree say, on the issue of FGM, as a government cabinet, we already passed the conclusion. So we say the official position of the government of Salone, of the president, when the president and chairman of cabinet. So the official position is that we bring forward that revised Child Rights Act, we go include a prohibition of FGM against minors. That's our commitment, and our work plan will continue for do. Presidential advisor, last word.
Well, me want to say plenty thank you to everybody, because this work not easy. I know it's not easy work. It's difficult, especially when I don't listen to the IG, all the complaints that the IG, and I'm glad the way it take up, because at the end of the day, if you know you for stand from the people, you're not able for know what you staff that they do. And I think say you go back now and go back to the drawing board and say, now then complaints say I don't come from the public, and this is what we need to do. And Rainbow, I just want to say we're not tired to do the job, because at the end of the day, if we're not tired, we begin and we continue for suffer and woman. Of course, Minister of Education, we don't meet and gender and health. We don't get a series of meetings. One of them product that this meeting we don't get so today. Because we don't meet several times, we say, okay, let me get town hall meetings. And I'm glad we replicate on every district and every section. But what if you want for stay? We can sit down here and get all them beautiful ideas there. But if we not implement them now with various communities, it will turn like say we put water in a dog's pan. So back to the audience. When we go back, you don't need to wait for the minister, you don't need to wait for rainbow. You set able to educate you begin. You set able to educate the community. And I'm glad what we don't talk to, we involve the traditional leaders and also interreligious council. Because some of the complaints that they get, also from the beginning, them big people here, they need sensitization. And I'm glad what MPs are there and what's in Honorable Zombo say. Go back to your constituents and begin sensitizing people here. Because some of them, they say kill dog before dog, make dog no say die. If you not tell them what's in the inside this law, if you not read them to them, you explain to them in the local languages, I swear to God, they will take them for granted. And I think say what's in the happen, when some of them happen, they will begin to say, they bring party politics kind of, they bring family business kind of. So if we raise the bar, the awareness, and go back to the people and tell them what's in the some of them laws there, I think so go for cops, some of them see where they happen. And to Muna the beginning, you see, always we they do so na for now. When I want to thank like some of them people at the high table today, when I get to make sure when I watch what we do. I see one they laugh when they talk about say they're not for jail boy picking where they below age because of sexual violence. But again, at this age, if you don't get that mindset, say you only do sex to somebody where don't approve or where they not the right age, it will be difficult for you to make you grow up for be a conscientized gentleman or even a woman. So me na beg at the baby now. When we don't care so today, we they go use them as guinea pigs. Go back to school and say this is wrong. And I'm glad when I get in community and then clubs the one I don't create. I think say this will be one of the big campaign owner for take to various schools and peer group influence. When I get for go campaign to una party there, una sisters and una brothers and say this is not good. When I see the girl beginning as partners in development, also as sex toys or as bullies. So I just want to say thank you to everybody, especially partners. Always I don't get nice with you. When I see say me rights pass all man. Because I never go sit down for tell His Excellency say, this work we give we don't go listen to the people in Africa. This is what we have. And so we for do because that this they want. And we will replicate in every district. I want to say thank you to everybody who come. Let go carry them back home safe.
Thank you. So now I want for plead to now for me will remain seated. I invite the presidents of Children's Forum Network when they can give a vote of thanks. After that, we'll get some announcements them and they will go. So let's put your hands together now. No. Now the presidents INSEF, the elected presidents, Madam Philippa INSEF, they come forward for can give the vote of thanks on behalf of the beginning alone for this town hall we'll get here today.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Nani answer me?
Good afternoon.
I somehow feel away, like I'm not be up or thought, but we hope that as time is gone, there will be more inclusion, and this is an opportunity. So, looking at this particular national town hall on the theme fighting sexual and gender-based violence, I want to make we all know for say we need collaboration. Now a work for everybody. My name na PC Philippa Kraidol, and I'm the national president for Children's Forum Network, where we can call shortly as CFN. And Children's Forum Network not only in Freetown, but it they cut across the 16 districts in Salo. We major advocacy where we do now for advocates on the right of picking there. And members say we not the only advocate on this sexual and gender-based violence, but also the advocates on teenage pregnancy and also on FGM. And as the hospital talker earlier, one of the things we push for when a priority to be as speaking there, that for me them pass the Child Rights Act bill. So the one way they are, this is something we want. Moving firstly, I want to tell plenty thank you to God, because now God will make this particular discussion, this particular dialogue a successful one. And I want to say plenty thank you also to the picking them, we your ministry, when at the Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs. We want to say plenty thank you, because these are some of the platforms that we need. We want to get that conversation. Trust me, the